All right. So I guess first of all, Jill, if you don't mind just kind of giving us a little background, how this donation and the renaming of the track came about with Kibbie Dome.
Well, our daughter Lauren was a youth track and field athlete, and we live just 7 miles away from the Kibbie Dome. We live in Pullman, and in the winter she wanted to practice track and field, and she would do it in the Kibbie Dome. She was always welcomed at the Kibbie Dome, and the a lot of the University of Idaho track athletes and coaches actually helped coach her as a youth athlete. And so we've always felt close to the University of Idaho track program.
Yeah, so she has some close ties there for years before she went to Utah. So you kind of told me over the phone it has a special place in your hearts. She got pretty close with the coaching staff there at the U of I. Can you kind of talk about that?
Yeah, so a number of the coaches, especially some of the assistant coaches and some of the student athletes, helped coach her, and she was just always so welcome there. And we appreciate the values that the University of Idaho track program has, and so we just wanted to we thought this was a wonderful way to make sure that Lauren's name and the ideas of the Lauren McCluskey Foundation can continue on as their athletes and other athletes compete on that track that's named after her now.
It looks like so that donation will help with the resurfacing of the track. I wonder when it's complete and when her name goes up, what do you hope people think of or feel when they see her name? I guess, what do you hope it reminds them of?
Well, she meant so many things, but I hope that they think about her working hard and enjoying track and field, and she would always compete very hard. But then also I hope they remember that this wonderful person and athlete was taken from us through dating violence, and we're trying to make a difference in that area.
You guys have already made a lot of headway in that realm with the foundation. Can you kind of talk to me about what things are being worked on now at the foundation? You kind of mentioned making some kind of rating for college college campus safety, that sort of thing.
Yeah, so we're very excited to be working on a campus safety score or rating, and so with that, it will be based on campuses doing the right things in terms of police procedures and training, and then beyond police, that there's communication across all different silos, including student housing and counseling, that everyone's communicating with each other, and the whole campus is including best practices. And so with that score, we hope that that prospective students and parents can consider that as a factor when they're choosing their university. And so we want to create incentives for universities to do the right things for their students.
I know we previously talked about Lauren's Promise. How are those efforts going, getting those into college curriculum?
So Lauren's Promise has just really been taking off. The last that I checked, we had professors at 175 universities, so at least one professor at 175 different universities within the US and abroad have included Lauren's Promise on their course syllabus. And so Lauren's Promise is I will listen and believe you if someone is threatening you. And so we hope that a responsible adult can that the student can let the adult know that what is going on, and they can also help and direct the student to resources, and so that we can prevent future tragedies.
I think those are all the questions I have. I was hoping maybe you could talk a little bit more about this donation and having your daughter's name honored at the Kibbe Dome. How long was this kind of in the works? I know you mentioned this is something that you guys kind of had in the back of your mind for some time.
Yeah, we've been thinking about it for a long time, and we started talking with the coach, Tim Colley, the track coach, and also uh, the athletic department at the University of Idaho, what about what could they do if we gave a substantial amount of money. And they talked about resurfacing the track, and there was just a lot of excitement on our side also that that Lauren's name would be incorporated in the track, and that she'll forever have a place in the Kibbe Dome.
That's so neat. I'm so excited to hear this announcement and excited for your family. Let's see, do you know of, I don't know if it's too early, but are there plans in the works at some point to have kind of a reveal ceremony, that sort of thing, once the resurfacing's done?
Yes, definitely. They're planning
Okay.
on that. So this
Okay.
is sort of the small announcement.
Sure.
And then when it's actually completed, we'll be there, and there will be a revealing to everyone. And we're really excited about that. I'm not
Awesome.
exactly sure on the timing.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, with construction, things
Yeah.
kind of, yeah, they go at their own pace, right? Well, I think that hits it on the head. I'd love to stay on your radar as far as when that reveal comes out, so we can join you guys in that. But yeah, is there anything else that you'd like to add about today?
I think that's it. Just thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jill, for making the time, and congratulations. Yeah, this is a big deal.
Thanks. Okay.
Great. Well, take care. Have a good rest of your day.
Oh, you know what? The last thing I was going to say is that
Oh, sure.
we want to say that it's a personal donation. So the
Mm,
main thing is we don't want people to think if they give to our foundation that we're giving to universities.
mm,
So it's a personal.
Gotcha. Yeah, we'll make sure to make note of that. Thank you so much.
Okay.